welcome to Onyx Pages. I'm Jerry. I am out and about. It is Holiday Monday in Toronto. It's Victoria Day weekend, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about some of the books that I bought over April. I have no idea when I'm going to actually be reading them, but this haul is to show you, just show you what I got. I'm pretty excited, and Tomi is over here. You can't really see her, but she's going to be handing me books. So the first one is Cosmic Underground, and Cosmic Underground is a grimoire of Black speculative discontent, edited by Reynaldo Anderson and John Jennings. So Reynaldo Anderson is the author of Afrofuturism 2.0, and John Jennings is he's a comic artist, and I think that he's the one responsible for the Black Kirby project, and I talked a little bit about him in my last haul video. I believe that he did the cover art, but I'm not exactly sure. So it basically is, it's a collection of really cool images, but also, in addition to the images, there's also text explaining those images, but just a lot of really awesome Afrofuturism images, and then some writing about the Black Fantastic and why it's important to us, especially right now. So I'm hoping that there's going to be a lot of really cool critique, and I'm super excited about it. It just really looks like a super juicy text. So that is Cosmic Underground. The second is M Archive, and M Archive After the End of the World is written by Alexis Pauline Gumbs. This, as you know, I love Alexis Pauline Gumbs' work. This is poetry, Black feminist theory, and science fiction. So this is following her work Spill, which I read last month. It's the second book in a planned experimental triptych, a series of poetic artifacts that speculatively documents the persistence of Black life following a worldwide cataclysm. So Jacqui Alexander wrote a text, and I will put a picture of the text because I don't remember the name right now, but it's a text that deals with post-colonial feminisms. It has elements of magical realism and academic work as well, and Alexis Pauline Gumbs worked with Professor Alexander on that as well. So I'm just flipping through the text in here, and there are some black and white images, but it mostly, I think, is going to read like Alexis's work in Spill read as well, which is a combination of prose as well as poetry. I'm really looking forward to this because I love how immersive Alexis Pauline Gumbs' work is. This is The Galaxy Game. It is by Dr. Karen Lord. I'm just going to read some of this. On the verge of adulthood, Raffi attends the Lyceum, a school for the psionically gifted. Raffi possesses mental abilities that might benefit people or control them. Some wish to help Raffi wield his powers responsibly. Others see him as a threat to be contained. Raffi's only freedom at the Lyceum is wall running, a game of speed and agility played on vast vertical surfaces, riddled with variable gravity fields. So I'm not going to go through all of this, but it looks like there's obviously a game, gifted children with psychic abilities, and questions about whether or not we want to control young people or not, and what it means to be gifted. So I've read one other piece of Dr. Lord's work, which is The Best of All Possible Worlds. So I'm really looking forward to reading this because I absolutely love her writing. So Galaxy Game. Thanks. So this is Afro SF Volume 2. So Ivor Haartman put together the first anthology of science fiction writing, all by African writers. I've gone through probably a third of the stories, and they're really, really well done. I've asked him before if he'd be interested in an interview, and he said that he's quite shy, but after I finish the book, I'm welcome to interview some of his writers. But effectively, I believe that his project is trying to get as much speculative and science fiction out of the continent published, and I really admire that. So I'm looking forward to the second anthology. It actually looks a little bigger than the first. So this is New Worlds, Old Ways, Speculative Tales from the Caribbean. I've read a couple of anthologies that deal with like fabulist fiction from the Caribbean. That would be Whispers from the Cotton Tree Root, as well as Mojo, I believe, the anthology or collection from Nalo Hopkinson. So this book was edited by Dr. Karen Lord. And I like the back. So don't be misled by the speculative in the title. Although there may be robots and fantastical creatures, these common symbols are tools to frame the familiar from fresh perspectives. Here you will find the recent past and ongoing present of government and society with curfews, crime, and corruption. The universal themes of family, growth and death, love and hate, the struggle to thrive when power is capricious and revenge too bittersweet. Here too is the passage of everything, old ways, places, people, and ourselves, leaving nothing behind but memories, histories, and stories. This anthology speaks to the fragility of our Caribbean home. So, looking forward to that. This was actually a very quiet spot until we started to film. But anyway, it's all good. Okay, so this is the hardback version of Cotta Warrior, which is the sequel to Akata Witch by Nnedi Okorafor. Really looking forward to reading this. I really enjoyed Akata Witch, and this cover is different from the one we're laughing because it's so loud right now. But this one is different. This cover is different from the first book that I got, but I actually like this cover a lot better. One thing I love about Nnedi Okorafor's work, not only her writing, is how gorgeous her covers are. So I would encourage you, even if you own her books, just go online and look up Nnedi Okorafor cover art. Like, a lot of the stuff is really gorgeous, especially some of the German covers as well. So Ellen, if you're interested in reading some of Nnedi Okorafor's work, the books that you can get in Germany, written in German, have better covers than the Western ones. So there you go. So this one has gotten a lot of play. This is Dredd Nation by Jastina, Ireland. And I believe that in this world, it's kind of like antebellum South meets zombies, meets Civil War. I'm not exactly sure how this works, but I think that this young woman is a warrior. And I think being a warrior is a particular class, and she has to defend people. Not sure who. I don't actually really want to know too much about this book because I feel like I just want to get into it. But anyway, the cover is really beautiful, and the edges of the pages are fringed, and I'm just really looking forward to it. I think it came out earlier this year. Okay, so for fans of Nisi Shawl, this is Everfair, and she asks a really cool question here. Okay, so Everfair, the brilliant first novel by acclaimed short story writer Nisi Shawl, potently explores the question of what might have come of Belgium's disastrous colonization of the Congo if the native populations had access to advanced technology. So right off the bat, you can see this is speculative fiction. It's also speculative theory as it relates to the colonization of the Congo. And the fact that it's a first novel from Nisi Shawl is really interesting. If you've read some of her short works, which I now have, you'll see that she's, an incredible writer. And I like to see how authors' writing changes as they go from short stories and flash fiction and articles to full-length novels. So Everfair is definitely one to take a look at. Okay, so everybody's been talking about this. I don't need to say very much about it. This is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. Really excited about the beautiful artwork as well. I didn't get the, there's a special edition that Barnes & Nobles came out with or Barnes & Noble. It's red in color and it has gold and stuff, but this is good enough. This reminds me of the 5th season and N.K. Jemison's like covers that had all those maps on them. But if you are on Twitter and you follow Tomi Adeyemi, take a look at the video that she posted of when she received her personal first copy of her book. It's so sweet. She starts crying as she opens it, and I can't imagine what it would feel like to, you know, finally after all these years writing your first, I think it's her first novel, and opening it up and seeing this. It's gorgeous. So really looking forward to this. I think it has themes of anti-Black gun violence and the Orisha, and that just makes me happy. And then, is this the last one? Okay. So if you saw my Get Graphic video last year, you'll know why I like this cover. So this is Black Comix Returns, and I'll just read. It's actually a gift for somebody, so, well. In 2010, comic scholars and New York Times best-selling graphic novelists John Jennings and Damian Duffy co-edited Black Comix, an art book snapshot of the exciting, ever-evolving creative scene within independent African-American comic book culture. They go on and they go on, they go on. This is 8 years later. It returns. There we go. African-American comics. I think it's a collection of African-American comics, and it's just really pretty and awesome and really big and unwieldy, but anyway, that's that. So those are the books that I picked up in April. If you've read any of those books and you're really interested in talking about what you liked about them or didn't like about them, I'd be happy to hear from you. Just make sure that you're marking any spoilers as spoilers. And I will post reviews once those reviews are ready. I hope that you really enjoyed this video in sunny, graphic-filled Toronto, and have a great long weekend for those of you who are still celebrating. Thanks for watching On the Pages. Bye!